Nothing suits the Filipino family guy more than a 7-seater MPV. They're practical, spacious, and efficient. But does that also mean they have to be uncool and boring? Let's find out by taking a closer look at the Mitsubishi Xpander. Up front, you're greeted with a mean-looking fascia in the form of Mitsubishi's second-generation dynamic shield concept. You get LEDs on top, halogen headlamps in the middle, and integrated fog lamps at the bottom. This look may be polarizing, but it definitely is not boring. At the back, you get rear LED combination tail lamps and a rear fog lamp. Along the side, you get strong character lines, 16-inch rims, and a floating roof design. Stepping inside, you'll find a cockpit that is well laid out with all controls well within reach. What we particularly like is the placement of the gear lever, which is mounted quite high thanks to a huge center console. Storage space is also abundant. Switches and dials feel a tad bit flimsy, and the plastics on the dash could be softer. But Mitsubishi did make an effort to keep things interesting by using a plethora of different trims and accents. Overall, it's a nice place to be in. The seats are also quite comfortable. At the cockpit, you get toys such as a touchscreen audio system with navigation and a reverse camera. You also get multi-info display, cruise control, and push-button start. The second row offers heaps of space, especially with the seats positioned all the way back. There aren't much toys except for an armrest and the rear AC. The third row is not ideal for anyone with a dad bod or a beer belly as shown on this video. This area is best left for kids or passengers you don't particularly like. You do get a 12-volt socket at the back though. We also wish there wasn't as much exposed metal around the rear window. Trunk space is what you would typically find in 7-seaters with the rear seats up. Just good for a few grocery bags. There is some additional storage under the floorboard though, and even more with the rear seats folded down. The Xpander's interior is roomy, well appointed, and definitely something you wouldn't call Spartan. Let's see what it feels like behind the wheel. Okay, so we're setting off in the 2019 Mitsubishi Xpander GLS. First of all, I really like the driving position. The placement of the gear lever, the pedals, and the steering wheel is just spot on to give you that perfect driving position. The steering is really light. But one thing to note is that it also feels quite vague. The driving dynamics would be greatly improved if Mitsubishi made the steering ratio a bit quicker. But moving this car around feels rather effortless. Then there's the power. So this only has 105 horsepower. Considering it's a 7-seater, it doesn't sound like much. But honestly speaking, it doesn't feel insufficient. Another thing to note is that the AC gets noticeably warmer when idle or traveling at low speed. And that's something I've noticed a lot on cars or vehicles with lower displacements. So the Xpander may not have the driving dynamics to suit spirited driving, but operating the 7-seater is absolutely painless, which is just perfect for a family hauler.